You, the people, have the power. The power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world.
Oh, we don't sleep to dream, we sleep to build stamina, energy to do our thing. Get your camera out. This show is about to begin, so sit down and buckle it in. Let's go! Yeah! My name is Brian, that is Shane. You are watching the BRANE Show. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, man? Thanks. I need the energy this morning. It's fantastic.
Yeah, buddy, let's go.
Let's have a great show. It's always that intro always gets me, man. I love it. I love the last 2 minutes, especially.
Every time. Every time.
Yeah, I'm excited. And thanks to everybody this week who's been tuning in for my quick 10 to 15 minute videos based on whatever the hot topic is happening at that time. I've been, getting some views, and I'm really new at this. Brian has been running our shows for 7 years.
Long time.
And so I have never had to do it. I mean, I did it like once on the Palantir a while ago. I tried to do that, but I'm really not great at it. And so you can kind of see I'm getting the mechanics, but I will get better. So please keep tuning in on weekdays for interesting news. So thanks.
Oh yeah, bro. What are we talking about today? Well, let me tell you. We are talking about Shiloh Hendricks. I hope I'm saying that name right. Lady in the park with her kids. Says the N-word a bunch of times. There's a lot more to it than that, but but then she started like a GoFundMe. Then GoFundMe canceled her GoFundMe, but they left up a GoFundMe for a whole nother thing. I mean, GoFundMe is an extremely leftist organization.
And then an accused sex offender gets involved.
It's
getting crazier and crazier.
At first, it was like, oh, it's just a Karen in a park screaming about, and screaming at racial expletives. No. There's a movie here. There's a Hollywood style movie. There's like a Lifetime movie here.
Oh, big time.
And we gotta discuss it. Also, if that wasn't weird enough, we're gonna talk about dragon lawyers, and I'm not joking. Dragon lawyers.
I love that. That story.
Real thing. Trump officials are hoarding supplies because the trade war tariffs. Americans are having to finance groceries.
Listen, if you give people options, they will do them. Just saying.
Even if they're poor options. And this one, I'm really hoping Shane's on board, but Grand Theft Auto 6
absolutely, I'm down.
Was just delayed a year. But more importantly, we're looking at a price point of probably over $100.
You have no idea how pissed I am that they're delaying Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm just saying right now.
I think at first I was like, is he being sarcastic? And then I'm like, no, that's like the one game he actually plays.
I like to play Grand Theft Auto 5. Yeah.
Right. I love Grand Theft Auto. I am a Grand Theft. The success I could not find in real life.
The hours you've wasted.
I have found in Grand Theft Auto Online 5. I am a Grand Theft Auto billionaire. I have like 7 apartments, 12 businesses, about 150 cars. I have my own DeLorean, and the license plate literally says "out of time." You have to pay for that, you guys. No, I like Grand Theft Auto, but we got to talk about the price point, and the price point for video games are going to be going way up. It's sort of crazy.
It's happening really quickly here too. So,
how are you charging so much for a digital game? Like, I get it, maybe the physical version, but no, I mean, dude, the physical version is going to be insane. So, anyways, we're going to talk about that.
People will pay for their drugs, bro. Anyways, go ahead.
And that's what it is. It's straight up. And I'm not even against charging more for a game than you would say a movie, because you're going to get way more entertainment value out of a movie.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
But we're going to get into it. So that's it. A lot of stuff. If you want to support us, right? Like like Mexican Iron Man just did with the Super Chat. You can Super Chat. You can become a member and all that good stuff, all the YouTube side stuff. Or you can go to mixtees.com.
That's it.
Click on YouTube exclusives right here. Scroll down to the BRANE Show and buy one of our products. We're going to be adding products soon. We've just been real busy with other stuff. We're gonna be
We
adding
need
stuff.
suggestions on products too.
Yeah, we need suggestions. Like, yeah, my hat's up there. Shane's shirt's up there. There's a mouse pad.
Like,
visit,
what do you think
a
of,
Visit Thailand shirt. If you're in the know, that's an inside joke. Epstein didn't
what if
kill
you're
himself.
into like? What do you think about I Believe?
Give
Right.
us your ideas, and if
With-
we like them, we'll put them up.
With LIE and Believe in caps.
Shane really overthinks like the wordplay shirts a lot.
I know. I'm not good at this kind of thing, so we need help. Thanks.
Yeah, we need help, guys. That's the best way to support us. But if not, you can also, you know what? If you don't have any money, you just want to support us because we look like a couple cool dudes. Hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Our subscriber count is finally actually going the right way. So tell your friends, kids. Tell your friends.
And also, please follow us on Twitter. X. Sorry. This is the first time we've ever said this. We are at, oh shit, what is our handle? We are at BRANE Show, BRANESHOW. I'm trying really hard to get that going, and it's time consuming. So
I think it's weird. You're like, yeah, follow us at. Wait,
dude,
what's our channel?
We have so many Twitter X handles. How come I can't say X? Why is Twitter stuck in my head? I just, to describe it, X sounds like a dumb way to describe the website. I don't know why. What's up?
No, I'm getting used to it now. I was against it at first, but I'm getting used to it.
I'm trying to.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we got a super chat out the gate from our boy Mexican Iron Man. No words, just a little gift says keep it up. 499. Thank you, Mike. You are a BAMF, my friend.
Yes. Yeah, Mike actually commented on one of the clips, one of the videos from this week. So thanks for watching, Mike. I appreciate it.
Mike really wants me to leave California, but I'm working on it, dude.
We should all leave California. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, let's jump right into it. Let's talk about Shiloh Hendricks, and this event that happened. And we have to paint you a picture. Let's say you're at a park. There's kids playing, blue skies, blue jays are chirping in the trees. And then you hear, and you hear the N-word over and over and over again, and you're just trying to enjoy your book while your kids play on the monkey bars. And what happened was,
I question that scenario because they're in Chicago, and I'm not sure it's such a great area. But okay,
all right. So let's paint the correct picture. Ready?
Yeah.
Bitch, what are you doing? Yeah. Sirens in the distance. You see you look in the sky and it's blue until you see the smokestacks from the Vanguard plant.
Right, a drug deal going off on the side.
It's basically Gotham, but without Batman.
Yeah, where it's dark all the time.
It's Gotham City if Batman didn't exist.
Right.
Yeah, good point. My bad. I painted the wrong picture.
Just trying to say. Yeah.
Well, this lady is at the park with her kid, right? And what happens is an African American child. Let me just preface before we get into the story. No, Shane and I do not think that children should be called the N-word. Right away, full stop. She should not have called, and don't call anyone an N-word.
I don't think anybody should be called the N-word, honestly.
Don't call anyone an N-word. Let's just start right there. No one should be called an N-word, especially not children, okay? But there's more to that story than this. So Shiloh is at the park with her kid. They're playing, and an African American child. I don't remember I couldn't find the age. There's like 15 people reporting the age.
Well, the guy says he's 5.
Right.
So
but
in the video, he says he's 5.
Yeah, that's not what was said though. So I don't know.
That's what he said in the video to her. Why would you call a 5-year-old?
Right.
That's what he said.
Let's go with the 5-year-old age.
I mean, because she didn't refute it. She didn't say, "What are you talking about? He's 13." So assuming the kid is small, her kid is about 1 or 2, probably.
Yeah, very small.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how old the kid is, but yeah, let's say 5. And what happens is the 5-year-old attempts to take her diaper bag. We don't know why.
True. No, not true. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Other people there said he took a toy next to the diaper bag.
I'm going off what
she said.
what's
Oh,
in
you
the
want
video.
what she said?
I'm just going off what's in the video. Like in the in her GoFundMe / send give go whatever it is.
I guess we can talk about the facts afterwards. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, and we don't know the facts actually. So people,
what other people reported?
Yeah, faceless, nameless people did report that on websites that we don't trust.
Which is about people who were there at the park also said that was the case. Her version is this. And of course, when you get caught doing something you probably shouldn't be doing, you're probably going to amp up what actually happened. Sure. Not sure why a 5-year-old would take a diaper bag, but okay.
Well, but you're saying the word facts when there's two sides of the story and we don't have the actual facts. We weren't there.
Well, I'm just saying, what I'm saying is people who were there said that. So their facts are no better than her facts.
Right. Well, but again, those are people that were there, but then it's being reported by outlets that have an agenda.
Yeah, I don't care about outlets. I'm just saying from the people who have who were there at the scene.
Right.
They said something different than
they said it on their own social media, or are you referring to the articles?
They reported it on the news when they spoke to the news.
Right. What I'm saying is I don't trust the news.
Well, it's a quote, and here's what I'm saying. The person said, well, the kid wasn't taking the diaper bag, which think about it. Let's be logical for a second. Why would a 5-year-old take a diaper bag? Okay.
Right.
When
that's true. Yeah. It makes more sense to take a toy. Right. So whatever the case is, she gets upset. She yells at the kid and calls the kid an N-word. There was a guy there by the name of, and I can't pronounce. Can you help me pronounce this guy's name?
Absolutely, I'm down.
Okay,
but his name is. I don't have it here. Oh, no, it's not the Muhammad guy. It's the other guy. It's Sharmaik Bale Omar.
Jeez, his name's
30 years old.
So Sharmaik Bale Omar is there. He's filming.
Call him Omar.
Omar, okay. Omar's there filming. And he catches it on stream and he, goes up to this lady. And we're going to show you the video. He goes up to the lady and he confronts her about that. And she confronts him back, flips him off. He challenges her to say, if she's so bold, say the N-word again. She says it like 5 times.
Let's watch the video.
His reaction, I know, I want to tell the whole story. I want to watch the video. And his reaction was priceless, which you'll see. And then her information was leaked, according to her. And she started a GoFundMe to help basically leave the area. The GoFundMe was canceled and removed. So then she started a give, go, send, which you can see here.
It was a less, what is it? A Wish version of GoFundMe.
Yeah, it's a less political version. I wouldn't say Wish. GoFundMe is. GoFundMe is like the standard, but they are extremely political, that's for sure.
Well, I'm not talking about politics. I'm talking about you're going to go to GoFundMe before you're going to go to Give Send Go, just like you're going to go to Walmart before you go to Wish.com.
Right, that's true. So she goes to Give Send Go, starts up a campaign, and all the white racists come out, and she's got a fat stack. Some of them
I think are actually.
yeah, some of them are of about $550,000 and climbing. And this is where we are now. Now I'm going to show you the video, and we're going to get into some dirty details. You ready, Shane?
I like it.
Here is the video.
Did you call him the child? Did you call the child the word? It is my own business. You call him. Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again? Okay. All right, that's what you say.
I'm gonna pause it there for a second.
If you want to actually hear the words, you got to go to Twitter and watch it because we can't show it here.
Yeah. You want to get our channel instantly banned again?
Yeah. I blushed watching it in my own home alone. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, his response though, he's like, "Oh, if you want to do it, if you're so strong, say it again." He's just like, "Bleep, bleep, bleep, bleep." He's like, "Oh, okay, well, okay then."
He's like, "Man, I'm gonna make gold," because he did this on purpose. He said, "Let me have the internet make you famous."
Right. That response though, when he was like, "Oh, okay then." Wow.
See that coming.
All right, let's finish this.
Nobody digging to you. That little kid, you call him a the little child?
What if he acts like one? He's gonna
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child, 5-year-old, the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know, that's a hate speech. And you can be the that.
I don't give a
Okay, we'll see about that, what the internet has to say about you.
All right, there it is.
We'll have to see what the internet has to say about you. If he's going to act like that, oh my God. So yeah, can we first off let's answer the question that everybody's going to have. Can she get in trouble for hate speech, as he included? Okay, as ugly as a word is, here's the deal with hate speech and hate crime. I actually pulled up a definition for you guys. So a person who calls somebody an insulting name, it's just a name. It's not a crime. Okay. It's maybe in bad taste, but it's not a crime. Although if you call someone a bad name and then go and punch them in the face, that's considered a hate crime. And in California, at least, you can receive up to 1 year in county jail and a fine of $5,000. If it turns into a felony, you could spend up to 4 years in a state prison.
But she didn't hit anyone.
Right. Now, he did say to her, did you hear him say, what are you going to do? Go hit him now?
Yeah, it's almost like he knows the law.
Which is ironic.
Which is ironic, right?
Which is ironic with this story, because what is the breaking news, Brian, about this gentleman in the story?
So this gentleman,
or not gentleman, I don't know.
Or no, yeah.
Or we could call him not gentleman, but accused sex offender.
Yeah, he's an accused sex offender, so not gentleman for sure. He was accused, and I put the link. I sent you the link. I gotta go grab that now. He was accused of. I
got it here if you want it.
How do I say this on YouTube? Assaulting. How do I say this on YouTube? Damn it!
You can't say it.
Can't say that word.
Assaulting with a horizontal mambo.
Yeah, sexually assaulting
you just said it.
No, but I didn't say the word he used. Like, like, would you like some grapes, Shane? Would you like some grapes? That word, the word that people often use instead of the right word, they use the word grape, referring to the fruit. But
what does it start with? I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Starts with an R. I can't say the R word here.
Oh, well, okay. So just sexual assault's fine. You don't have to use the R word. So
okay,
essentially, it's basically the same thing at this point, right? Doesn't it mean the same thing?
I don't know. Well,
yes, it does. Yeah, okay, so if you are somebody, you are sexually assaulting them. It's basically the same thing. So essentially, and that's what he was arrested for, because what happened is in 2022, he apparently, investigators at least, said that he and a friend of his had sex with a female who had run away from her foster care placement. She was 16 years old and somehow found her way in the Rochester area. After she left, she went back home and said these guys assaulted her. Boom, boom, boom. They end up in the court system, and they were set to do trial on May 1st. But it was actually dismissed because, and I believe, Brian, the words were, what do we say it was?
In the interest of justice.
In the interest of justice, right. So in today's court system, Brian, that could mean
a lot.
Could mean a lot of things. It sounds almost like maybe the judge took the, maybe they didn't want to charge these guys. I mean, we've seen a lot of stuff about this. It also could mean that there wasn't enough evidence, which a lot of cases in sexual assault cases, there may not be evidence. It's he said versus she said.
I looked it up. It can also mean that the chain of evidence was violated in some way, or it wasn't clear.
Right.
It can also mean that, like, basically, we don't feel good about charging this guy right now for whatever reason, whether it be an actual evidence issue, not enough evidence, the chain of collection was disrupted, or it could just be a political thing.
They need to, the words "in the interest of justice." I mean, I guess it makes sense, but unfortunately, in today's climate, it makes people believe in the interest of my political position.
Right.
So
a couple examples recently where people were charged, were not charged in the interest of justice was because they had other felonies that they were facing or other crimes that were worse, and they were like, we don't want to muddy the trial with this, ancillary information that has nothing to do with this, because this charge is way worse. Or they were informants in some way, like they're going to be testifying against someone. So there's a lot of reasons to use it. It seems like it's a blanket reason for saying, we got something going on over here. We don't feel good with this. We're going to not do it.
But he had to know that filming this and putting it online would come back on him, because, this is a very recent thing for him. And so the story just keeps getting deeper and deeper. But
can I read this exactly? This is verbatim what the investigator says. They say the two men had sex in January 2022 with an underage female who had run away from foster placement. Court documents state that when the victim was examined by a nurse, she was sleep deprived, dehydrated, and had nothing to eat recently.
Well, the problem is, though, who knows how long before she went back home. So even if she was checked for, sexual assault, they may not have been able to have any evidence of that at the time. I'm assuming that's why they put that information there, because there doesn't seem to be any evidence of sexual assault. Right.
Right. Yeah. I don't have all the, I actually sent you the court documents, but my brain, I have ADHD and I cannot read through all that. It's too hard for me.
No, that's all it said. You're right.
Okay. So it's entirely possible that this guy was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he did not sexually assault this person. Just be clear. It's entirely possible that he is not actually a sex criminal, and he didn't assault a minor. And it's just really bad luck that
bad timing.
Bad timing that he was released very recently for this non-crime, and then filmed a crazy white lady in a children's park. That's really bad. It could just be bad luck.
And this just leads to like the scene I painted for you guys earlier about where they're located, and the type of people that might be in that area. Well, here's a foster care 16-year-old coming into this area. They invite her in to live, which means she must have been homeless, which means the whole situation just feels kind of seedy where these people are. And so, it just seems like there's probably a lot of underworld crap going on in this area. It was what it seems like.
Right.
So, but the question about racism, I mean, that's what this story leads to, right? The fact that this lady's using the N-word and what that means, and all the people who are now donating to her. And Brian, what are some of these people saying that are donating to her? Do you have that?
I have some tweets. I didn't go into the give, send, go.
There are some interesting comments in there.
So one thing I find interesting, and I'm just going to piggyback on what you just said. I find it actually shocking. And listen, I don't agree with this person. Okay. I don't agree with what she did. I don't even agree with really starting a GoFundMe. But what I don't understand is how, what's that?
Of course not. She is trying to capitalize on the situation. It's right. It's painfully obvious.
What I have a problem with, though, is, GoFundMe left up the Carmelo fund as well as Give, Send, Go. And that's a very controversial thing too. That guy, that teen or whatever, stabbed a white kid. That's way worse. Like someone died, and like the fact you'll leave that up, but you will take down, the chick that said the N-word is sort of crazy to me. This person on Twitter had a very good point. Shiloh Hendricks has now surpassed Carmelo Anthony's fundraiser. This is what the tangible beginning of a pro-white national identity looks like. I don't like that at all. But now have two literally competing fundraisers. One, and I would argue Carmelo is way worse. Someone died. Human life, trumps naughty words. Okay. Yeah. And this person said it perfectly. The difference being that one committed murder and the other, and again, wasn't innocent in the park. That person should say, the difference is one committed murder and one yelled a bad word at someone in the park. That's the correct statement. So I think that the bigger story here, is, assuming this doesn't, end up in a race war, is the difference in ideologies between these two fundraising sites, and how they decide whether or not this is going to get traction or that. And I would urge you, if you're ever going to use if you need to crowdfund something, you shouldn't use GoFundMe, because they're putting their finger on the scale, and their political beliefs are driving those decisions.
Well, in all fairness, they started it with that in mind. So the whole purpose of GoFundMe when it originally started was for social agendas. So they were already a left-leaning group, organization when it started. So it's really not a big shocker that they would take sides on this. And as a private company, they're allowed to do that, just like she's allowed to say the N-word if she wants to. Now, I will say that listen, when you talk about racism, right? Racism is hate. Okay, saying a word is not hate. Telling a joke is not hate. If you have hate in your heart, that makes you a racist. Okay, if your first indication of dealing with some black kid is that you call him the N-word, then that means you're pretty comfortable doing that in general, and that means you probably have some hate in your heart for black people.
Right.
So I would argue, or at least it seems like it would be very, very easy for her to be, I don't know her heart, but it seems very racist. This seems like a racist thing to me. I don't know why you would even bother. Listen, there's other words you can use. If you're mad at a child, if you use that one, you're being very specific for a reason. So
yeah, I don't have an answer for that. I know that there are some people that I know, I'm not going to say no names, that will say that word, not because they hate black people or dark-skinned people. It's because they were told they weren't allowed to say it, and they hate that. And
yeah, and I get that, and you got to understand, like our generation, my generation, and your generation, we grew up in a different time. In the 70s and 80s, we were still very, very small sort of time removed from a lot of the activism that was happening, a lot of the bad things that were happening to people of color, in the 1950s and 60s. So the N-word was being used a lot, by black people and by white people as well. But it became in the late 70s, early 80s, a real faux pas, because, a lot of these people weren't too far removed. Their grandparents were slaves, or their great grandparents were slaves. They had actually had people in the house who were slaves. The kids who are being born now, it's starting to become less of something that was actually a part of their life. And it's really something that's a distant memory, like, the attack on Pearl Harbor for most of us. Right. It's like it happened. It was a big deal, but it doesn't really impact us.
Yeah.
And
so did a lot of things. Right.
So young black people and even young white kids or other races, the whole, slavery, riots of the 60s and black people not having equal rights to white people, that's gone. Since the 80s, right. Everybody's got 70s and 80s, everybody's got the same rights. Right. So it's
I did not grow up in a world where anyone wasn't equal. Right.
Right. And my early life, it was a little unequal, and it became that way. So what I'm saying is that I've noticed that young people are much more comfortable throwing that word around. Right. And that's white and black kids and
Asians.
Kids, right. And Asians. And I'm hearing it more and more.
All the Twitch streamers, the little Asian girls, like accidentally get caught saying that word. They're like, oh, hey, I'm Maggie. What up? Like, and they'll be like, oh, I should not have said that on stream.
Right. So in 10 or 20 years from now, it's just going to get more. And now you've got the whole group of people who are like, I don't understand why I can't say this word. It doesn't impact me. Right. I should be able to say what I want, freedom of speech. It's this is like a powder keg waiting to happen.
Right. You remember that South Park episode with Randy? He was on Jeopardy.
Yeah.
And he's trying to solve the word. And the word, it was N blank GGER. And he's like, like, what's the problem?
That was a real thing, by the way. That was a real thing.
That was a real thing
on Wheel of Fortune.
That actually happened once. Yeah,
it actually happened, and the guy said the word
right,
without even pause, or even he's like, "Oh, I got this one. It's yeah," and everybody's like,
And the real answer was Nagger, like with an A.
Yeah.
I'll never forget how much I laughed when they show the black cameraman. He's like,
Yeah. Well, in this Wheel of Fortune one, the actual one that happened, it was Digger.
it was Digger, right?
Yeah, it was like Clam Digger or something like that. Yeah. They knew what they were doing when they popped that one out there, and it just so happened the first letter was missing.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, the thing is, I am a freedom of speech guy. I love freedom of speech. I don't want anyone to be racist. I grew up with Mexican, Black, Asian, you name it. My wife is Hispanic. My friends were all a mixture of basically Mexican, Black, and Asian people. I think I had like one white friend growing up. In fact, I didn't have a lot of white friends until after I joined the military because of where I live. We live in a very diverse state. There are more Mexicans where I live than there are anything else. Okay. So I am all about freedom of speech. I don't want people to get offended though. I don't want to hurt people with words, but I also don't want to limit what people are able to say. So it's an interesting situation.
Yeah, I would say whatever you want. Freedom of speech, it's freedom of speech. But be prepared to suffer the consequences, the social consequences of your words, because there may be, and that's what's happening to this lady here. But listen, this is free, as long as you don't act upon negatively what you say, then you're safe and good to go. I just think it's in poor taste, and you can use a better, there's no reason to intentionally hurt people with your words, unless they do something really bad to you. And I don't think stealing a toy, or even if a 5-year-old should never have to hear that.
Yeah, 5-year-old shouldn't. Yeah, but that 5-year-old should also not have to deal with really any curse words. It's a child. You need to watch what you're saying. Things that you would say to an adult, you shouldn't be saying to a child. Period. So this person on Twitter made me laugh. This might save women from OnlyFans whore life. Easier to make good cash talking trash at a playground. America's back.
Well, and imagine she says, well, and what did she also say? If he's going to act like one, then I'm going to call him one, which just goes deeper into her own belief system, right? Of what she believes a person who should be called that acts like. So
yeah, we actually don't know if she's, I know she said those bad words. We don't actually know if she's racist. She might just not actually give an F.
I'm just saying that, that pretends to, she believes that people who steal are N-words.
Right. Yeah, but remember that line from all these amazing black comedians, Chris Rock. I'm all of a sudden forgetting the other guy's name. Oh my God, Dave Chappelle. Thank you.
Yeah.
They said there's a difference. What did they say? Morgan Freeman. There's a difference between black people and this word. There's an entire generation that grew up hearing that and that being preached at them. There's a difference.
Well, that's part of the problem as well, is that, black people have put this word on a pedestal, and it's become a power thing. We can use this word, but you cannot, and that creates a whole different system of racism, where it's like, people become, upset that, oh, you can use that word, but I can't. And then you have, what happens when somebody wants to, take your culture. What do they call that? Cultural appropriation.
Cultural appropriation, right?
Right. Oh, you can't do that. So there's a whole ugly thing about it. But
what was that? There was one where it's like I forgot what the YouTube video, but basically someone was stopped in the hall because she had braids on, and she was like, she was stopped by an African American kid, and they're like, you're culturally appropriating our culture, whatever, right? And she goes, actually, Vikings existed hundreds of years prior to African American culture, and they've been braiding their hair for 2,000 years. And the kid was like,
The kid's like, wow, that's pretty good. Yeah, a reasonable person would be like, dang, she got me.
There's a difference between cultural appropriation and the melting pot of America. It's so silly that I hate even the concept of cultural appropriation. It's stupid. Yeah. I think it's racist that you're saying that people that don't share your skin color can't enjoy or celebrate your culture. That's racist.
Well, and also, if it's not gross enough what she did on the playground with the kid, here's what gets really bad. So she starts this GoFundMe, whatever
No,
thing.
give, send, go,
Give, send,
Shane.
go.
Give,
Okay, got
send,
it.
go.
It's hard. It's like tweet. It's just tough.
Right.
So she starts it, and initially she set it at like, I don't know what it was, $50,000 or something like that. When she quickly reached it, she upped it to $1 million.
Right.
And remember, all she's trying to do is move because she's in fear for her family.
Right.
But now she's asking for $1 million. So what's going on here? She's obviously taking advantage.
Yeah, and there are comments on here, but I couldn't figure out how to see them. Have you been?
Oh.
I couldn't
Which
figure out how to
one?
see the comments. People keep posting them, but I don't know where to see the comments. Like,
What platform?
it's give, send, go.
Oh, yeah. Well, I read it in a news story, but some of the comments ranged from, we got to save the white race. The white race is dying, right? And so, long live. So obviously you got these people who are like, really got a problem with that.
Look at this. Destroy all Jews gave $20.
This is the stuff that's
Don't cancel my channel. I'm Jewish.
I'm like, this is the stuff that's terribly divisive. But look, there's people upset about it out here. There's people they've allowed the media to divide our society by race. We were all coming together in the 80s and 90s. Right. We were becoming a melting pot. Together.
Right.
And the media has divided us. So you also have people, though, that are donating because of free speech. Hey, you should be able to say whatever you want. Here's so much money.
Sure.
So you got people on a spectrum. Let me tell you who's not donating to her. Probably black people, I would say. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And, I would say that probably people who don't believe that that's free speech.
By the way, this story coming from a couple of, Southern California white boys is hilarious.
I mean, we got to talk about it.
We didn't know we were going to do this story until this morning,
right.
And had we known, I would have messaged Smitty and would have been like, Smitty, come on for like 20 minutes, bro. Like I need everyone to see that I have a black friend.
We need a proper perspective here.
Get in here, but I didn't have time, man.
Well, it's pretty fair. I don't have any black friends, but that's because I don't have any friends. So it works out for me.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on from this. Listen, Kenneth Roque came through with a $10 woo. He said, I actually made it.
Kenneth Roque?
I actually made it on time. Kenneth Roque is a longtime member of both our channels. Thank you, Kenneth. And thank you to
our
all
Canadian
of
friend up there. Hang in there, Ken. Hang in there with all that Canada crazy. I know Canada's mad at us right now, but listen, we still love you.
Canada's big mad. It's funny though. Canada's so nice, even when they're mad, like they don't sound mad. You hear the speeches, they're like, "Well, it's really unfortunate." Like,
that's why I love Canada.
Like, when Canada says that's unfortunate, or you're doing something unfortunate, like that's their way of saying, "F you, man."
Exactly. That's why I love Canadians, man. Good people.
Also, we got a message from Mexican Iron Man I need to make sure we share. Support Mexican Iron Man's GoFundMe. It's Mexican Iron Man's Center to Control the Needs of Single Mom Strippers Pool Party Foundation.
Yes. We will be donating to your cause, sir.
Yes, I've already given. I give every month. Okay. Kenneth says, you have friends, Shane.
Everybody out there, yes, I have friends, and I hope some of you, and at least I know a few of you are black, so that's great. Now I can say that I've got black friends. Thank you.
Shane has street cred now.
It's sad. Well, when you're married, listen, most of you guys know this. When you're married, you end up, your wife's your best friend. I got my brother here, which is great, but I mean, I ain't got time to go hang out at the bars. So yeah.
All right, moving on to the next story. I did find it interesting that from the official White House Twitter account, they posted this AI image.
Dude, I love this. This is so, people are so mad about it. And I'm just like,
oh my God, it's so funny to me, dude. The official White House account posted an AI photo that Donald Trump, the president of the United States, tweeted of him as the Pope. Bro, where's that bingo card? Like,
Listen,
we need bigger cards. This is great.
when they asked him who you think should be the Pope, he said, I think I should be the Pope. That's the first thing he said. Now he did later. It was a joke, of course.
Obviously.
And he later said the Cardinal of New York would make a great Pope. But, listen, it's Donald Trump. What do you think he's going to say? And, of course, the news media only showed the portion where he said, I want to be, I'd make a great.
Yeah, of course. Pope. Yeah, they didn't show his follow-up statement. Yeah, listen, make Catholicism great again.
Oh, dang. Why isn't that there? Well, the Catholics would have been so mad.
Oh yeah, they're gonna lose their mind. Yeah.
Well, there's already so many tweets out there where
who are you
so
selling it to? Like I thought, we can make a MCA whatever hat, but who's the buyer?
Me.
Yeah, but you're not a Catholic.
I would,
so
exactly. Non-Catholics. I would wear that shirt. I want that on a shirt, and I wanted to say, "Make Catholicism great again." I swear to God, I would wear that shirt because I'm not Catholic. Now, my wife is Catholic. And but here's the thing: if you're offended by this, then I'm sorry. There's something wrong with you.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't get so offended so easily. I mean, listen, there's almost nothing you can make fun of for me that's going to make me upset, especially when it comes to religion. If you're a devout Catholic and you don't like President Trump, I can see how this might upset you. I can see that. But like I said, you already have TDS anyways. So What does it matter?
What does it matter? Okay, we're moving on. We got a super chat from John Yulden. He said, great show as always, guys. Like and subscribe. And don't forget, we are doing a show on John's channel tomorrow. Triple feature Stargate SG-1. We're just burning and turning because we want to get his friend Gary to that episode with Hathor because he's in love with the Doctor in that show. Anyways, listen, that it's a really fun time. Basically, we stream the episodes for free in Discord. You can watch along with us, or you can just sync up with us and watch the show, and you can hear our commentary. Half the commentary isn't even about what we're watching. We're just sort of like burning time as things are slow, but it's a fun time. So come and hang out tomorrow at 12:30, not 12 p.m. PST. Please, John, 12:30. I need 30 minutes to get home. Okay. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about dragon lawyers.
I'm glad that you picked this story because it needs more exposure.
This is from the New York Times. Now, I'm going to be clear. This isn't from, Boulevard,
the Punch Bowl,
punchbowl.com/UK/whatever. No, this is from the New York Times, one of the oldest and most respected news organizations.
I wouldn't say respected, but yeah.
I mean, oldest, storied, I guess.
I have very little respect for it.
It's the New York Times, guys. I mean, like every movie we ever see, whenever they have a newspaper, that's the newspaper they're holding up, right?
Yeah, when they become less political, I'll respect them more.
Sure. Anyways, this is from the New York Times. It says, judge rejects lawsuit with dragon logo, calling it juvenile and what's that word?
Impertinent.
Impertinent.
Not important.
Not important. The lawyer said, a lawyer said he had used the cartoon image of a dragon in a business suit as a logo for his firm, Dragon Lawyers.
Dragon. I swear to God, I'm going to call Dragon Lawyers if I need anybody.
Yeah, 100%. I already got their phone number.
You had the right idea.
To symbolize aggressive representation. Bro, this image is so badass.
He thought so too. And by the way, this is like a 40-year-old guy who did this.
Right, bro.
Right? So he's in the ballpark.
He's probably like an old Counter-Strike gamer, bro. Like he watches esports on the weekends. So anyways, here's the story. A purple dragon dressed in a business suit seems like a natural choice for a logo when Jacob A. Perrone, a lawyer in East Lansing, Michigan, recently opened a new firm and named it Dragon Lawyers. Were you in a car wreck and you need representation? Contact Dragon Lawyers. Is your boss sexually harassing you and not allowing you to practice religious holidays? Dragon Lawyers. Yeah. You know we need to make a Dragon Lawyers commercial, right? Like,
That would be great. I'd love it.
100%, bro.
We'll do the little like blowing fire sound.
Every transition is a dragon blowing fire. All right. He noted that some lawyers like to call themselves bulldog. Go ahead.
It's melting like your parking ticket, right? Like, you know, whatever it is you've done wrong.
Every time it just
melts it.
It melts your fines. It melts your wife in a
Right,
divorce settlement.
Yes. Yes. I love it.
He noted
Melts your
that
jail cell bars.
Yeah. Thank you, Dragon Lawyers.
That would go viral, dude.
It would. It would. This is the story. The story continues. He noted that some lawyers like to call themselves bulldogs and said the dragons symbolized aggressive representation. But a federal magistrate judge, I can just think about it. Imagine being the judge. Hey, bailiff, what the f*** is this?
That's exactly what happened. That's what happened. Like, what am I looking at here?
Oh my God. Judge Butters, in a wreck, need a check, Dragon Lawyers. So Ray Kent, the judge, was not impressed. He was so disgusted by the dragon that he struck a lawsuit filed by Mr. Perone on behalf of an inmate who had accused jail officials in Clinton County of being deliberately indifferent to her when she started vomiting last year. I'm gonna scroll down because like the whole point.
Well, just let me explain real quick so you don't have to read it all.
Yeah.
So the complaint basically that the lawyer turned in was a numerous page document, and on each page he had a giant watermark of this dragon, which was totally like way too big and pissing off the judge as they flip the page over and over again. And there's this giant purple ass dragon as a watermark, and that's what pissed off the judge. So some people are going to be like, "Oh, why would you give me a hard time?" He even admits that perhaps he went a little too far with his documentation and watermark.
Oh my God, we need to make this commercial, bro. Dragon Lawyers. I just love that. Like, a watermark is supposed to be barely visible, but this dude's like full color purple dragon.
I can't read the words.
He's like, I said a dragon.
What did they do wrong? It's great, man.
Oh, best ever, bro. Listen, all I know is this. Is when I get in trouble, I am calling the Dragon Lawyers.
That's what this. Listen, he's so glad that this story came out. Like, this is all the free advertising you freaking need. This dude is going to go nationwide with Dragon Lawyers.
This guy, he needs to wear a suit with like the dragon logo on his pin.
Dragon Lawyers won't be dragging ass on you. Extort the brakes. Nice, good comment.
Yeah, I'm surprised there isn't more like, where's his social media at? I want to follow this dude.
Well, if he's smart, he'll capitalize on it quick. Get that Twitter handle out there. Get that Instagram thing going.
Dragon at Dragon Lawyers. Yeah, for real though. Remember, a watermark needs to be barely visible behind your text. It should not be a full color image of a purple dragon breathing fire. Hey, Judge, it's hard for anyone to take you seriously when you're handing in basically coloring sheets.
Well, the judge called it childish, I believe, in court. So it's a childish cartoon.
I mean, it is childish. I love it.
Way to go, Dragon Lawyers.
Okay, good job, guys.
Dragon Lawyers got me $1.2 billion. Imagine the person who says they got him $1.2 billion, then flames come out of their mouth on the commercial, right?
I can't.
Look, we're losing viewers as we go.
Yeah,
here.
we got to stop.
All right, moving on.
All right. What do you want to talk about next? The Trump officials hoarding supplies over trade wars?
Oh, dude, yeah, because Rolling Stone is pissing me off. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right. Let's talk about White House officials stockpiling toilet paper and food before Trump's tariffs cause prices to skyrocket. This is from Rolling Stone, Shane.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so look at this. Wait, look at this headline. Spooked by trade wars. Trump officials hoard supplies. It would be stupid not to. So as you go through and read this article, and by the way, nobody's hoarding supplies. Nobody has even remotely considered they need to go buy more toilet paper now. And if they have, you're an idiot and you're a jackass. So here's what I will say. Dear Rolling Stone, and you're way worse to me than the New York Times. Way further left, way more political. And this is what I'll tell you. If you can't put their fucking names in the article and like own who told you this, then screw you, dude. Like you should not be, this was 100% a hit piece against Trump tariff. Read the whole thing. It's an F you the whole way. If you are a super liberal and you have Trump derangement syndrome, this is the articles that you should be reading because they don't give any names. They don't give any situations. All we know is it's two gay guys because the one thing he says is me and my partner, which by the way,
I've never heard a straight person in history use that term when referring to their husband or wife.
Right. And not to say that Trump doesn't have gay people in his that are aides to him. But this just screams probably not true to me. So just, take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. And I can't read the article because I'm not
that's because they want you to pay for it.
Yeah, I actually won't let me get to the article all of a sudden. I was able to read it before, but I guess I
read it earlier.
I guess I ran out of time.
Let me save you the time. Basically, they get a couple of anonymous Trump aides.
I got it. Sorry.
Okay, never mind.
I had to start an incognito mode browser. All right. Donald Trump's trade wars with China and other nations are widely expected to cause sharp economic pain. But some experts have warned consumers not to hoard supplies and goods before prices skyrocket, arguing that mass stockpiling could backfire spectacularly. Well, many Americans aren't listening to that advice, according to a survey data this year. Instead, preparing for the possibility of store shelves being bare amid a Trump-inflicted recession. Funnily enough, this includes a number of government officials and staffers working directly for the man who launched these massive new trade wars, all on the grounds of bad tariff math. Man, Rolling Stone is...
Dude, it's bad.
Yeah, dude, what happened? Jeez. 2 Trump administration officials and a Trump aide tell Rolling Stone, again, no names, that they...
And by the way, can I just tell you,
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you why you don't have to go buy all the shit buy all the toilet paper off the shelves. Do you know where we get most of our toilet paper?
Not China.
North America and South America,
Right.
Not from China. Rolling Stone, go F yourself. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Right. Well, and this is what actually makes this story suspect to me. So they
people trust them, man.
Jesus Christ, the ads are so aggressive on this page. My God.
It frustrates me because people trust these news sources and they're not telling the truth. It's frustrating.
Well, yeah, this is why it's suspect. So they say 2 Trump administration officials and a Trump aide. There's so many people involved in the administration that
Right.
I can just come out with a post that says a Trump official told me and say whatever I want, and no one would be able to confirm that or not. Well,
Never.
They said that they've done stockpiling of their own and that they've already run to Target to bulk buy toilet paper, some types of food, and other household supplies. So I looked up what household supplies come from China.
Oh, I can I help you with this?
Yeah, go ahead.
0?
Well, no, some do. So a
Really?
lot
Actual household supplies you need?
laundry detergent. There is laundry detergent. A large part of our laundry detergent comes from China, or it indirectly comes from China. You know those little sponges, Shane?
Sorry. Listen, Tide is made in Ohio. So just buy Tide, everybody.
That's true. You know those sponges, Shane? The one kind you use to like clean? Like those little green sponges?
Yeah.
The most popular sponges you use to clean with, those come from China.
Dish.
Yeah, like a dish sponge. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plastic gloves, but not all plastic gloves. The cheap kind.
Okay. You don't need plastic gloves, by the way. Just wash your fucking hands.
Here's a big one. I think aluminum foil.
Okay. Ooh, that's a good one. So aluminum foil comes from China?
Yep. A lot of it comes from China. And the little...
Oh, wait. Also Europe and the Middle East.
Yeah, I didn't say all China.
Italy,
I'm saying...
Austria, Netherlands. I'm just saying you don't need to panic.
No. Yeah, you're right. I'm saying the majority... Yeah, but they do... A healthy portion of it does. And then the little red cups you use to drink when you're at a party.
Wait, Solo cups.
Yeah, Solo cups.
You know why people buy Solo cups?
Why? Because they're cheap.
Because they're cheap.
Right.
That's why.
You know what doesn't come from China? Toilet paper and some types of food.
Most food that we get doesn't come from China. I don't even know if our rice comes from China anymore.
So here's what makes us suspect. A, no names. They're making a statement completely devoid of any kind of confirmation or backup. They don't even have to. And then additionally, it's like the person writing this doesn't really understand how anything works. And they're just so infected with TDS brainworms that they just hate anything this administration does, and they've been brainwashed by other media outlets in this incestuous sort of brain-addled, Trump derangement syndrome. So they don't even back it up, and they are using the term bulk buy toilet paper because they remember the last time people panicked, it was toilet paper.
Yeah,
but those are two separate things. COVID affected the whole world. This trade war, almost exclusively at this point, is going to affect China and the U.S.
and us. Yeah,
that's it.
No, it's true. And some of the things that come from China that might impact us, but we can also get from other places: apple juice, garlic, canned mandarin oranges, fish and shrimp. The one thing I would say that really you're going to get hit on a little bit is probably tea. A lot of tea comes from China, but also a lot of tea comes from South America. I'm just saying nobody needs to be stockpiling anything in a trade war with China. I would argue everything you get from China is just shit you want and that you probably don't need. So think about that.
Yep, I agree. Archmage Frey in the chat has a good point. Big brain people should start hoarding bidets.
Listen, I'm all in on bidets now, man.
Yeah, I've sold you. Yeah, it's the greatest thing ever.
5 years, but you finally sold me on it.
I've been telling Shane for 5 years, bro, go get a bidet. They're like $30.
But here's the thing: you got to have power to like get warm water, and how do you deal with that? There's no plug.
Hey, I don't got power, man. It's cold water all day, all day.
I don't mind it, but the wife's not too happy about it.
Yeah, my wife won't use the bidet. I love it. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah, we should need a bidet sponsor.
Yeah, we need a bidet sponsor. If anyone knows any people that manufacture bidets, tell them that we are willing and able to promote them.
Wait, are bidets made in China only?
Oh no! If they are, we need to buy a couple backups quick.
Well, that's what Archmage said. Archmage is like, yes, many bidets are manufactured in China. Okay, I'm going to buy a few.
Yeah,
sell them.
So you know what? Bottom line is, I'll say, Shay and I don't think Rolling Stone is telling the whole truth. We think that they are. I'll just out and say it. I think they're bullshitting. I don't think that they're actually saying that they didn't talk to anyone. I don't think they talked to anyone that's on Trump's staff. The fact that they use the word partner and use the product toilet paper screams that this is a bullshit story. Like, oh my God, there's a leftist writing this. A leftist who is stuck in COVID era geopolitics wrote this article with no confirmation.
Right. Chances are they got more gay friends. It just screams wrong.
Chances are, chances are they're like, well, that's what my friends call their significant other partner. How many of Trump's aides are calling their significant other's partner.
Well, they might. I mean,
They might, but like
there are conservative gay people, so it's not like it's not possible. But
often the
reality
easiest answer is the one that where it's closest from A to B, and this person is a leftist, and he probably calls every significant other partner.
Well, and I would also say that gay people who are conservatives tend to be a little more pro-Trump than other people. Like the ones who are hardcore, so they're not going to be stabbing him back in the back with Rolling Stone. Sorry.
True. Yorkshire Geek says, I love how Americans pronounce bidet. Bidet. Over here we say bidet. We only just learned how to stop using torrent newspaper.
Oh, here's the first time I ever heard the term used. It was, "Oi, what's this here?" It's bidet, because from the Australian movie from
Crocodile
Dundee. Yeah, that was the first time I didn't even know bidets existed until that movie. And then I lived in Italy and we had one, and I just refused to use it. I was terrified of it.
Yeah,
I don't water shooting. I'm scared.
No, I get it. It wasn't until I was gifted one as a joke. Like, someone gave me a $20 bidet as like a Christmas joke. My buddy was like, "Gotta watch that butt, bro." And I get it. Funny joke. Yeah. Well, what he didn't expect I would do would be to actually like, well, F it, I have it.
Yeah.
So I plugged it in, or not plugged it in. I piped it into the system. And that first time on that toilet, bro, heavenly.
No, the first time was not heavenly. I'm sorry. Let me
tell you why. I hate toilet paper. I'm using wet wipes for years.
Yeah.
I never get clean enough, ever. It doesn't. I feel like I'm never clean.
Why are we talking about that?
And I gotta say, the first time when I got out that toilet, I felt like I had just taken a shower.
We need to offer a bidet on our website, on our merch store.
That's it. The merch store is getting a bidet, everyone. The merch store is getting a bidet. We're going to call it the BRANE Show bidet.
You've just sold bidets more than any other product we've ever talked about. And we're not even getting any money.
We're gonna go to like AliExpress or something. We're gonna buy like a couple dozen of these bidets, and we're gonna put it on our website.
Nice.
Okay, guys, let's talk about the next topic. What do you want? Let's quickly get this one, and that way we save time for GTA because that's gonna be the best topic. Hold up.
Mixedbidets.com. We'll have a picture of Brian's ass on it.
Okay, guys. We're talking about a crisis in America. A crisis in Americans. More Americans are financing groceries with buy now, pay later loans.
Don't do it.
And more are paying these bills late, the survey says. First off, I didn't know you could finance groceries.
I was like, dude, how do I do that?
Yeah. How do I do this? So when they said more Americans, I was like, wait a minute, that was an option? I didn't know this was an option. I didn't know that there was an option for me to finance my groceries. That's a whole new thing.
I feared for you. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, Brian's screwed. He's totally going to do this.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I immediately started Googling buy now, pay later groceries. The thing is, this actually is an issue. We'll tell you right now. Lending Tree survey says 25% of buy now, pay later users are funding grocery purchases with the loans, up from 14% in 2024. I didn't even know this was a thing. The survey said 41% of respondents said they had made a late payment. And now here's the problem with the buy now, pay later loans. They're usually interest-free unless you're late.
Yes.
Then the interest, okay, I need to be clear. Then the interest goes from like, here's a reasonable credit card to, hey, we're going to break your legs if you don't pay that big, bro.
I got to tell you, you're right.
They're basically loan sharks. You miss a payment and you got Larry, Jerry, and Mo with bats walking up your driveway, threatening your livelihood, your toes, and your fingers. That's how it is. How much is one
credit
rib?
cards
Thank
aren't
you,
any
Uncle
better.
Remus.
Credit cards aren't any better. Like
No.
as soon as you miss a payment, your shit's going to 30%, 100%.
Yeah, but
30%.
these can go as high as 48%.
Oh God, that
This
is
is-
loan sharky.
It's an insane thing. Okay. So a growing number of them, and you know why? Because these aren't actually loans. So the way they're skirting the system is
You're breaking a contract, right? Got you.
right. This isn't loans and this isn't interest. These are fees for missing a
Yes.
payment. And this really, it's dirty. Well, it says a growing number of Americans are using buy now, pay later loans to buy groceries, which is sad. And more people are paying these bills late. The figures on the latest indicator that some consumers are cracking under the pressure of uncertain economy and are having trouble affording essentials like groceries as they contend with persistent inflation, high interest rates, and concerns around tariffs. And there's a lot here. I'll put the link in the
You should
article.
understand, buy now, pay later is just layaway. Now, if you're over the age of 35, you should know what layaway is. You used to be able to go into a store and say, you know what, I really like that jacket. And then they would put it on hold and you would make payments until the jacket was paid for. Then you would get the jacket and you could leave the store. It's called layaway.
Right.
Nowadays, it's all they've done.
Kmart made it famous.
Kmart made it famous. A lot of places did it. And nowadays you can buy now, pay later. And it's actually a wonderful thing. But the problem is human beings are flawed. We're broken. If you give someone a credit card, they're going to use it.
Right.
The problem is they're going to use the money that they had to buy something and go, well, shit, I could do something different with this and worry about it later.
Right.
The problem with these is they say, listen, might as well do buy now, pay later, interest free for 6 months. You know, you just got to make these payments every month. Then people go, that's a great deal. But then they use the money in their account for something else. I use buy now and pay later for a lot of business things, right? Because it's able to let me hold on to cash longer. But but I know that cash has to stay in the account, and I'm probably, a little more responsible enough to deal with it that way. But most human beings are going to buy them groceries and then they're going to go and say, I really like that darn dress, or I really like that jacket.
Right.
They're going to use that money on that, and there's no money to pay for the groceries. Just saying. It's not an indicator that what they're trying to say here is that, oh shit, the tariffs are really hitting hard home. People are poor. They got to go. This is still yet also NBC. This is also an anti-Trump story.
Right.
That they're trying to say that people are more poor. No.
This has
People
nothing
are
to do
more
with tariffs,
irresponsible.
you guys. This has everything to do with people
Responsibility.
Yes. and a lack of income. Okay. Nothing.
Or you have enough income to buy your fucking ramen noodles, but you decide to put your ramen noodles
Right.
and use your $1.99 to go and buy a Starbucks. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I'm not going to pretend like the economy's good. Like, it's rough. We had we went from a global pandemic to a disastrous administration with Joe Biden, who you cannot convince me that man is actually alive. I think they're just animating his corpse at this point. And now we're a few months into Trump's term, and it's going to take time to right the ship.
Well, and do you guys know why there's a bad economy? Just quickly, really fast.
Yeah.
When COVID hit, right, Trump ended up losing the election, and they just started printing money. Biden's like, look, we just need to take care of people, right? And they started printing money, and that caused inflation.
Literally printing money.
On
Dropping
top
the
of that-
value of the dollar, which when the value of the dollar goes down, inflation goes up.
And on top of that, okay, besides printing money for everybody, he also put a lot of restrictions on energy, which caused gas prices to go up, which causes your grocery prices to go up because they got to truck those things in.
Yes.
So when gas prices come down, when inflation comes down, your groceries are cheaper. Just saying.
Do me a favor, guys. I don't want to give anyone homework here, but if you're listening to this, can you just make one person aware? One person that doesn't understand that when the price of gas goes up, the price of everything goes up.
100%.
People, I have this argument all the time. What does the price of gas have to do with me buying my chicken nuggets? I'm like, are you listening to yourself? The price of transporting your food just went up. And that means the price of those items have to go up to accommodate the additional cost. It happens every time. I have this argument constantly. How are you not getting this? Everything is tied to the price of gas. God.
Archmage Frey, $1.99 for Starbucks, Shane. Is it Starbucks 1983? I'm sorry, dude. You're right. I don't know why Starbucks came out of my mouth. I was trying to think of something cheap. Not even Starbucks is cheap. You can't buy anything for $1.99 anymore.
No, yeah. Starbucks, my kids are obsessed with stupid Starbucks, dude. They call it Starbies. Can we go to Starbies? I'm like, oh, stop. Well,
no, my kids are too. I just tell them, sorry, we can't afford it.
I try to reward them with Starbies when something, good's happening. It's as a treat. And if I get them 2 tall matcha teas, it's $14.
I know.
And I'm doing the math. I'm like, that's like $3 an ounce. I don't understand.
Yeah. It's because Starbucks employees, I'm sure they're going to charge as much as they can, but the reality is the Starbucks employees, they want to get paid. There's a lot of pressure on. Anyways, I'm invested in Starbucks. I don't want to go in deep into it, but
anyways, so listen, don't finance your groceries, guys. And if you're gonna finance anything, check the documentation, because those fees can be as high as 60%.
I mean, if you're going to buy now, pay later, do it, but set aside that money in an account where it's going to automatically be taken, and just make sure that money stays there. Right. I mean, most people are irresponsible with credit because it's complicated, it's difficult, and people just don't have that sort of ability to be responsible with it. So the best thing to do is, if you can't be responsible with it, is don't use it. Yeah, well, there's also the things where it's like you buy something, you expect to continue making the same amount of money you've always made, and then tragedy strikes and you are no longer making that much money. The price of other things go up. And let's be real. When it comes to like, am I going to pay my car loan where it's a physical thing they can take, or I'm going to pay this credit card bill that I've been using to buy groceries and garbage for 2 years? If it's one or the other, I'm not paying the credit card bill. Of course not. Like, I'm not going to pay the unsecured debt when there's secured debt right in front of me. And, I've had that problem where I'm like, oh, I used to be making this much. My wife used to be making this much. And now all of a sudden, specifically COVID happens. And now we're making half of what we used to make. I'm roughly making about 50% of what I used to make. Since COVID. Easily. And which means that like all the credit cards I had that we paid for things with. I had a credit card for this and a credit card for Home Depot and a credit card for Target. I'm making 100% less than I was making before.
Yeah, you're making 100% less.
I'm making 100% less. Yeah. You're right.
So when that happens, like you can only pay the secure loans. You can't pay the unsecured loans, which means that Target card ain't getting paid. And they got a problem with that? Not gonna arrest me. Good luck. Like, I don't know what you want. You can't get blood from a stone. You can't get blood from a stone. I can't rub nickels together and give you what you need, bro. The money ain't there. So either you can wait for it or you can bitch about it. Those are your 2 options.
Feel free to do both.
Yeah, feel free to do both. All right. It's not going to affect me. All right, moving on. Someone was like, or you pulled the trap card. Bankruptcy, bitch.
Hey, that's a valid option that the government gave us.
100%. Yeah. You ever want to mess with your creditors? Like, let's say you're getting calls from like your credit card companies, like, "Hey, Jerry, you're late on your payment. How would you like to take care of this? I can help you today. If you don't, we're gonna do this." They start like low key threatening you. Be like, yeah, you know what? I might just file bankruptcy. Watch how fast those calls stop. I know from experience. I have not filed bankruptcy yet. But I did. I questioned it. I threatened basically to file bankruptcy, and people's entire tone changes because they know that when you do that, they have no options.
They get nothing. Right.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, the emails go from penalty fees and all these things to, we really want to work with you. Just then you're like, oh, interesting. Oh, okay, all right. All right, let's talk about GTA. Speaking of something.
Wait, no, got to get the super chat first.
Oh, we got super chat.
Super chat.
Oh, great. Here we go. Super chat. About to get me canceled, bro.
Not if you say it really quick and like kind of how it's intended. So,
all right. Super chat from Fuku Ferro.
keep the names coming, brother.
Fuku Ferro.
Fuku
Says my book is doing great. Set at 50,024 years ago.
4 years ago.
I don't get it. Is this a joke?
I don't know. What does that mean?
My book is getting great. I think he's making it going great.
Yeah.
You need to give us more context, Fuku.
100%.
Yeah. We want to enjoy the joke too.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, about Kevin Eisenberg here said, think about the Brazilian copy slaves.
If they threaten you, call dragon lawyers.
Are you being threatened by creditors? Call dragon lawyers. 1-800-775 dragon lawyers.
We have to have a dragon lawyer shirt.
Yeah. Okay. So we've all agreed, right? We're making a dragon lawyer shirt, like 100%, right?
Just don't use the same one he's got.
Everyone want a dragon lawyer shirt? No, I'm gonna use that one because I looked it up and that shit is clip art, bro.
Is it really?
Yeah,
No.
100%. That is literally clip art from Adobe stock. I looked it up, bro. He didn't draw that. He didn't have an artist commission that. That is a dragon that you can purchase for $1.99 from Adobe stock.
He said he purchased it. He did it. He said he bought it for $20.
Yeah. Well, it's $1.99 on my Adobe stock account right now. I can buy that for $2 and put it on whatever I want, including T-shirts. And guess what? I'm gonna do it. 100%. That I'm making T-shirts. Everyone, we're making T-shirts. We're doing it. We're doing dragon lawyer shirts.
Next week, I want to be wearing a dragon lawyer T-shirt.
Next week, we're gonna have dragon lawyer shirts. 100%. I like how Kevin called back to the story last week about the Brazilian copy slaves.
Well done, Kevin. Well done.
All right, let's talk about this thing. Hold on. The dragon lawyer thing is so funny.
Great.
I can riff on this for hours. All right. Speaking of high prices and delays, let's talk about Grand Theft Auto 6. The release date has been punted. I don't know why I said it that way. The release date has been punted to May 2026, and this is actually worse than you think. If you are a Grand Theft Auto fan and the release date is now May 2026 for console, remember that PC release for GTA is always 1 year later, which means if you're a Grand Theft Auto fan and you play on PC, you will not be playing this until early 2027.
Thank God I play on Xbox. That's all I'm saying. You can come over and watch me do it. Although it's very frustrating because I got to be honest with you. We've been over a year ago. We're like 1 year until the Grand Theft Auto 6 release. This is when they're going to do it. And because the Take Two, they had it in their financials, right? And so everybody's like, oh, it's going to release. Now it's a year from now. So listen, we've been doing Grand Theft Auto for 12 years now. We're ready for the next one. So hopefully it's good.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen the trailer, I'll show a clip at the end of the story. It looks great.
It looks great, but I could care less.
Yeah. More importantly, I want to tell you why I think that this was delayed, and I don't think it's because they're working on it. I think this thing's already done. I'm gonna put on my tinfoil hat, and I'm gonna tell you why I think it's delayed. Okay. Let's read a little bit of the article. This is what Rockstar said. We are very sorry that this is later than you expected. F off, Rockstar. With every game we have released, the goal has been to try and exceed your expectations, and Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception, the company added. We hope you understand that we need this extra time to deliver the level of quality and expect that you expect and deserve. Lying bastards. Grand Theft Auto, commonly referred to as GTA in the gaming community, has sold millions of copies worldwide, but fans have been waiting for blah, blah, blah. Here's the real reason. What is the most successful game in the history of gaming?
Call of Duty.
No. Minecraft.
Oh, that's true. Minecraft, you're right.
Followed very closely by Grand Theft Auto.
Okay. Because it's been around longer, but Call of Duty's right up there.
No, you're sure. There's a lot of games that are great. I'm talking about how much money and units they've sold.
Okay, fair enough.
Grand Theft Auto 5 was a phenomenon. And I'll tell you why. For gamers, for the company that made it, and for the...
Archmage, stop screwing up the stream with your funny comments.
What?
He's like E.T. for Atari. Dude, it was a bomb of a game. E.T. for Atari was a shit. And he spent so much. It's a great story, but anyways.
Although you can now, if you have like one of those original E.T. things, like worth a bunch of money. Yeah.
Worth tons of money, yeah.
So this game, when it came out, GTA 5, remember they had when Grand Theft Auto had been coming out with games every few years, then it was 5 years, then it was 10 years, and finally we get Grand Theft Auto 5. Most importantly, more important that the graphics were better, that the world was cleaner, that it was more open, that you had all this extra things you can do. More importantly is that they opened it up to online play.
Right.
So it went from a single player game where you can in the entire point of the game is they take a city that's a real city, they call it something else like Liberty City, that's New York, Vice City, Los Santos, Vinewood, real cities that they recreate in the game, and you basically, become a criminal. You start a criminal empire, basically.
You know what's hilarious?
You start at the bottom, you work your way to the top as a criminal. That's it.
You know what's hilarious, really quick? I was at LAX last week, and literally, I wasn't sure where I was, and I just remembered where I go in Grand Theft Auto at LAX, and I'm like, oh shit, you go around this way. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I called my kid. I'm like, Grand Theft Auto just saved my life.
Yeah. So I only know where the Hollywood sign is because of where it is. I'm not like when you're like wondering where the Hollywood sign is, it's where the Hollywood Hills are, because that's where it is in the game. So, anyways,
wait. When you go up the coast, like when you go up the left-hand side of the
PCH,
map, that's my house.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, are you up where it's like the Temecula area, or it's like closer to like the beachfront area?
I'm on the coast, all the way up where you take your submarine up to do like the submarine mission.
Okay.
Rico.
Yeah, that's the best mission in the game, by the way. Yeah. Anyways, when that happened though, a new revenue model was introduced to Take-Two and Rockstar. They went from we sold millions of these games to we sold millions of these games and people are paying to play it still.
Every month. They
started selling something called shark cards.
Jesus. Yeah. Oh, I remember that. And I had to get my kid off of that.
A shark card is a game, is a card you can buy that's digital, no physical anything. It's just ones and zeros. And you can give them money, and they're very expensive, and it will give you in-game currency. It won't give you levels. It won't give you an advantage over other players. But it will give you money to buy a bunch of stuff that doesn't really, that is just stuff you want. Cars, weapons, skins, clothing, whatever.
Well, there's some weapons and cars that would help you make more money in the game.
Right, but the real ones that would help you are locked behind levels, right?
That's true.
Like you can't get missiles on your DeLorean until you're at a certain level, right? Although nothing cooler than that, by the way. Nothing. Nothing's cooler than flying a DeLorean around and shooting people with missiles.
True. I agree.
Anyways, when that happened, they started to make a lot of money. Not just because they were selling games, but because the monthly amount of people that were buying these shark cards and digital currency went crazy. Their their players online numbers inflated, into insane amounts, especially during COVID. And then you had GTA Plus that came out last year, where you can spend a certain amount of money per month and you get little perks in the game. Like you get like a big garage or whatever.
It wasn't worth it either. It was stupid, but go ahead.
It wasn't worth it. Yeah. It's not worth it. Don't get, but people are paying for it. So now they have two revenue models for a game that they already sold that doesn't require anything physical. They just add code to the game and now you're getting paid, right? Or they're getting paid. Well, then earlier this year, when they announced the GTA 6 and they had the trailer, they also did something where they enhanced GTA 5. They gave the players a free version of GTA 5 that if they had already owned it.
Yeah.
And that version was called Grand Theft Auto 5 Enhanced. And it was like upgraded graphics, ray tracing. Basically, the graphics you were going to get in 6, you were going to get, you're getting, and I was looking it up right now, but I can't, all right, here we go. The graphics you were going to get in GTA 6, you're getting a taste of that in GTA 5 Enhanced. And if you already had the original GTA 5, then you're getting it for free. Well, guess what that did, Shane? What? That drove a bunch of people who didn't have Grand Theft Auto 5 on PC and other consoles to go ahead and buy it because now they're getting Grand Theft Auto Enhanced too.
What? Wow.
So they got a huge influx of sales again of a game that is 11 years old or more. 12. And they get this huge influx of sales because this Grand Theft Auto Enhanced, which is probably using models that they're already using for Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, let me ask you a question, Shane. Let's say we are going to come out with something, and that is causing something, an old video that we weren't no longer getting views or money for, to all of a sudden spike in views. Are we going to cut that video by putting out its successor? Or are we going to wait?
No, you're going to hold off.
You got to hold off.
Yeah.
This is why I know they're lying, because that's exactly what Shane and I would do for our main channel. We would hold off while a video is doing really well. If we put the successor out, then we lose those views.
But they are 100% at the end of the life of GTA 5. Yeah, they are 100% at the end. That enhanced thing was it. They can do nothing else at this point. And honestly, at what point are you losing money that you could be making with 6? Is kind of the way I look at it. And here's the other thing. By the time GTA 7 comes out, I'll be dead. Like at the rate that they're putting, it's going to be 20 years after 6 comes out that the 7 comes out.
Yeah,
I probably won't be around.
I'm fully expecting that I'm never going to play GTA 7. Like,
yeah,
either I'm going to be too old to care or not alive anymore, or society won't be here.
Yeah, which pisses me off that the map they're using for 6 is the map I hate the most.
I know.
Vice City.
A lot of people love Vice City, but
hated it.
I'm so mad that they didn't do Vegas. Remember in GTA 3, I think it was, they had a version of Vegas. Like, It was a crappy version of Fremont Street in Vegas, but it was there. I don't know why you didn't do Vegas, man. They should have done Vegas. And then can I tell you what they should have done? I'm sorry, real quick. So in GTA 5, they're in Los Angeles, basically. And you have Los Angeles, you have, all the way up where you were at in the north, even down south where Orange County is. You even have parts of like Temecula. Basically, it's Southern California, right? Yeah. Well, if you're going to go east, and you go east and you go into Vegas, and you have Reno, Las Vegas, you have Reno, you have the big dam?
Hoover Dam.
Hoover Dam. You have Area 51. Yeah. Right. You have all these like really impressive landmarks, and the crazy part is it's right next to SoCal, which means you can just expand that map, right? Make a travel point or something. Well, then when you do the next version, you go into Texas and you link it to Red Dead Redemption.
What? No, I don't. That's
not no. You don't link. Yes. But the story elements that are in Red Dead, that map that already exists, you update that for Grand Theft Auto 8. And now you're in Texas, and there's Easter eggs from Red Dead, which will make people want to buy Red Dead to get all the Easter eggs. and the maps are similar. They know where things are. Like, dude, if I'm running Take Two, this is my thing. And I just keep moving until I get to Liberty City and Vice City.
Yeah, don't buy Red Dead because that game, there's nothing to do after a little while, unless you have a whole big group of people. But
you mean Red Dead 2?
Yeah, Red Dead 2 is a fun game to play initially, but then when it becomes a gold grind, it just becomes pointless.
Yeah, the only thing I enjoy in Red Dead Redemption is hanging out with my friends. So if my friends don't want to play Red Dead, then I don't want to play Red Dead.
Well, I don't have friends, so I have to enjoy games solo. Yeah.
Well, and you're on console, and we're all on PC, so
screw me. Is that what you're about to say?
I mean, what do you want me to do? I don't even have a console. Like I use a computer. I would love to play with you, Shane, but like I literally can't.
I got it. Yeah.
I think we can play GTA together.
I tried GTA on the computer. It's very hard to drive.
I see those little controller icons come up, which means someone is either using a controller for PC or they're on an Xbox and they're sharing a session. Maybe, I don't know.
For me,
I wonder. I think there's crossplay between.
There's not for GTA.
No, there isn't.
The problem.
Then why do I see the controller pop up next to my keyboard and mouse?
Because somebody's using a controller on their computer.
Oh, like the way I do.
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah,
so there's no crossplay.
Which is the only way you can drive. If you try to drive with your keyboard, good luck.
Oh yeah, no. This controller, when I play GTA, this controller sits right here, right in front of me. I'm using keyboard and mouse, and then the second I get in the car, my hands just sweep over and pick up the controller. Because I hate driving with a keyboard and mouse.
You can't do it. But the reason why, and just real quick, I know we need to move on, but the reason why they couldn't do Los Santos, GTA 5, what I thought they should have done is leave GTA 5 online in place and just expand, like you said, to another city. So you could zone into LA for missions and do stuff. And then you go into, the next zone, which was Las Vegas, and you do that map. And that would be the release. So I felt like instead of releasing GTA 5, GTA 6, they should have just, took their online experience and.
Well, you have the single player version, and that's in Vegas or whatever. And then a year later, the online version comes out or whatever, and that map gets added to online.
But the reason why they won't do that is because they don't want to go back and recode 5 to bring it up to, because they feel like 6 has to be bigger, better graphics, better this, and they don't want to go back and do. Redo the other one to bring it up to speed.
Well, I mean, think about this. The people playing GTA, I get what you're saying. But then why did they come out with GTA 5 Enhanced that has all the options that GTA 6 is going to have? Ray tracing and 4K graphics and all that. I'm confused.
I don't know either. Yeah, that's weird.
Like they come out, they gave an enhanced version. Like it almost makes me think that maybe they are planning something like that. Like maybe there is some connection between 5 and 6.
Maybe there's a better money model doing it this way, and to have, do this standalone version, then make it online, then do plus, then do online, to keep adding it, to keep the revenue stream growing. Maybe that's what it's all about.
I don't know.
But either way, I'm sad that we got to wait a year.
Well, I do want to watch the trailer with you. We never got to watch it together.
Sorry about it.
So let's watch it. Here we go. What's that?
You got your first female protagonist as well for GTA.
Yeah, we do. And I heard that she has an hourglass figure, which made me happy.
That's good.
The worst thing you could do. This is not sexist. As a red-blooded American, I'll be real with you. When you go, here's your female protagonist, and then you make it look like a man. Like, what's the point? Why take a female character and make her all boxy and gross looking? Like, you're making her look like a man, but you're calling it a female protagonist. It doesn't make any sense. You should lean into the femininity of that character. If you're trying to virtue signal or whatever you're trying to do, if you want a female protagonist, then have a female protagonist. Like Lara Croft. Like, maybe that was a little too much. Like
they really wanted you to follow that ass.
I get that. But they didn't shy away from her femininity. Like if you want to get gamers to buy into like the female protagonist thing, stop making them look like men. Not that hard.
That's the problem. They don't want females to buy into it. They want gay people to buy into it. That's what the purpose is.
Weird. Okay, here we go. Weird.
Lucia, do you know why you're here?
Bad luck, I guess.
Oh my god, the graphics look incredible. Like those are probably not real graphics, though, right? Like
The video's never like the game.
yeah.
Never.
All right. I gotta say, how big Vice City looks from here. It looks nice and big.
We don't know how much of it is the video and the actual game.
Let me ask you a question. What would you have rather had? Like, let's say we're not doing the Western expansion. It's not going from Los Santos to Las Vegas or whatever. Would you have rather had Liberty City, which is the New York variant, or Vice City? Which one?
Yeah, I probably would have rather had Vice City than Liberty City. I didn't like Liberty City very much either.
Yeah, I definitely like Vice City more than I like Liberty City. Liberty
Los
City,
Santos is my favorite.
well, I mean, maybe it's possible because we also live here, but it has like a good mixture of like city and country, and
That's what I like about it. It's got
has every
two different
every environment. Yeah. All right. Liberty is too dark. It's like real dark. It doesn't look as vibrant. Because I can already tell. I'm gonna have fun with the box boats, like the container ships.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm gonna be breaking in the containers all day long. I know that's gonna be an option. Like it's gonna be an option.
Yeah.
I'm worried about playing anymore, if I'm gonna be honest with you, because like I'm pretty sure they got copyright claimed. I'm just gonna stop this.
Should have thought about that before.
Well, no. Well, you know what made me realize it is when I'm like, oh my god, this is an actual like song. Like,
no, is it? It did sound like Tom Petty.
Yeah. At first it didn't, but I'm like, oh, this is an actual song. That's like the easiest way to get copyright.
Can't you play it and mute it?
Oh yeah, look at that. There it is. No. We didn't get a notice yet. I don't know. I'm just gonna stop. We're gonna, you guys want to watch it? I'll put the link in the description. Go watch it.
All right, that's fine.
All right, we got one last story before we wrap it up. Shane?
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about the mineral rights deal.
Oh yeah, that was really probably the biggest news, like U.S. news of the week, was that finally that Ukraine and U.S. signed a minerals agreement, which seemed to be a key piece in ending the war, at least from Trump's point of view. And it was something that was a lot of strife, considering that Zelensky had gone to the White House. They had that fight. He said he wasn't going to sign the deal, but this week we did sign it. And what's interesting about it is I think it's actually probably the only move that was left for Trump. So in the original deal, Trump wanted to, and listen, in all fairness, and this is what you do when you're making a negotiation with someone, you want to get the most out of a deal as you possibly can. When you're a business person, you want to get the most. So when Trump initially was setting up the minerals deal with Ukraine, he was like, well, everything we've given you, we want to make sure we get that money back, the 300 and something billion, and we want to have control, and we want all this and this part of Ukraine. Basically, give us everything, and it'll be. And so, rightly so, probably, Ukraine's like, oh, holy crap, they want everything, and then we don't even have any like guarantees for protection. And so they said no. And so the negotiations went back and forth until finally the deal came through that I think is actually probably more favorable to Ukraine than previously was. Like they probably got a better deal out of this, but Trump was able to secure the rights. So now it's going to be a 50-50 sharing between the governments. Any future rare earth minerals that are taken out of the country. So let's say a company wants to go in and set up a giant plant and drill. They will have to pay for that. And the U.S. and Ukraine will split the rights for that. Some of the differences are no longer are we getting back the $350 million that we paid into this already. This is for going forward, but it could potentially be worth even more, depending on how many. And there's a lot we don't know about this. We don't know how many rare earth minerals exactly there are. Some estimates say there could be, $1 trillion worth of it. Some of those are in Russia-controlled territory.
Right.
So, Ukraine finally figured that it was fair enough. Now, the U.S. still didn't give security guarantees, which is what Ukraine wanted. But Trump is saying that, well, just the fact that U.S. has interest here, and we might have people on the ground, should be enough to detract people from wanting to mess with Ukraine too much. Okay. So how does this affect the war? Well, I think it became pretty obvious recently that Putin doesn't want to stop the war.
Nope.
He seemed to be kind of stringing things along, stringing these negotiations along. He only wants to do stop the fighting when it's beneficial to him. And it seems very apparent, at least to me and to other people, that Putin wants all of Ukraine. So, I mean, Trump's basically in a position where he keeps screaming peace. But, if Putin's not going to go to peace, there's only one thing left. Okay.
War.
One thing left. And that is, you got to support Ukraine, because we can't just let Russia have Ukraine. We can't just let Putin have it. And not just because of, that it means anything to us because we're over here and Ukraine's over there, but because the message it sends to Russia if we just back out. And now all of a sudden that Putin's going to think, well, I can do whatever I want. The USA is not going to hold me accountable for anything I do. Then he can do, what else does he want? Does he want, does he decide he wants Poland, or whatever he decides? And I don't know if that's the case, but it's proof here that he wants Ukraine and he's going to try to take Ukraine. So we are going to have to push back. The deal is Trump is going to have to get tough, because the only thing Putin's going to respect is somebody who's going to try to block his way. So that's where we're at with that. And
there you go. There's the entire deal. Want to make sure you guys got that. There was a question that I realized that we didn't talk about the Grand Theft Auto video game price increase. So I did want to talk about that real quick, because here is some of the leaked figures for Grand Theft Auto. You have digital standard, which means it's a digital game that you download to your console or PC. Digital standard is going to be $79.99, and these numbers could be wrong. Okay,
that's a guess, or what's happening?
This is leaked numbers, leaked. So again, I don't know how true this is. I'm reporting it. We're reporting what I was told. Digital deluxe price is $89.99, so it's digital, non-physical, and there's usually a deluxe benefit like a car, an outfit, some kind of in-game skin or something. And the physical deluxe option, which is the physical standard, $99.99, almost $100 for the physical disc for your gaming platform of your choice, and $120 basically for the physical deluxe version. So this game is going to range from $80 to $120 depending on what version you want.
Well, currently right now, the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Vault Edition is going for $100. So it's, the path for video games being more expensive is already in place. It makes sense that the most popular game of the time tries to, take a little more out of that, because the reality is people are going to pay this. There's very few people who, they might not buy it right away, but this is what entertainment is now. People are not going to the theaters, bro.
Yep.
And people are playing video games. I used to say, hey, the best thing you can do for your pocketbook is boot up some EverQuest or boot up some World of Warcraft that you're paying, $12, $13, $15 a month for, and gives you hours and hours of entertainment, right? Yeah. They figure, how many hours of entertainment are you going to spend? Is it worth $100? Hell yeah, we're going to spend it. But do you think it might be unfair?
Well, so a 2-hour movie cost me what at the movie theater?
For how many people?
One person. One.
I mean, you're going to pay $15, $16, $17 for the ticket. Right. And then the rest is up to you.
And I get about 2 hours of entertainment.
Yeah.
So I play Dota 2. I have about 20,000 hours in my lifetime.
Just shut up. How can you have 20,000 hours?
I do.
Wait, I'm doing the math. Yeah. 20,000 divided by.
Can I finish my 24. Point while you're doing the math?
Yeah. Wait. Dude, that's 833 days, bro.
Yeah, easily.
without sleeping.
Yeah, about 20. I'm not joking. I got about 20,000 hours of Dota 2. So
2.5 years.
Yeah. So, and I've spent on the game probably about $1,200 over a period of like 15 years. So here's a question, Shane. $1,200 divided by 20,000 hours.
I'll do it for you.
How much per hour of entertainment is that?
How much? $1,200?
$1,200.
16.
16 what?
0.66.
16 cents per hour?
No, $16.
16.
Oh, are you saying per hour?
Right.
Oh, 12. It's the other way. 1,200 divided by
I'm just curious.
20,000. 60 cents an hour.
60 cents an hour.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. So,
Oh, wait, sorry. I said 12,000. My bad. 1,200.
oh, it's even
6
less.
cents an hour.
6 cents an hour. Let's go. So I think Shane's right. You know, if I wasn't like, if Shane and I had said this, like, listen, if we weren't married with kids, we would just live in like a 1-bedroom apartment and play video games.
Right.
We would have the lowest possible footprint of all time. We'd work and play video games. You know, not bad. But these prices are going to go up. Look, I'm going to buy this game. Shane's going to buy this game. I'm probably going to have to buy it on layaway. And we're going to get the digital versions. Like, I'm not going to get the physical version. So more than likely, Shane and I will be spending about $80 for this game. But over a period of like 5 years, that $80 is going to get worked hard. Like,
But how long until here's the real question. What happens when they say, hey, listen, if you want to play Grand Theft Auto 6 online, that's going to be $12 a month.
oh, you think they're going to do that?
Of course they are, because you got to keep making more money.
But they
It's the
didn't.
only
They
thing.
didn't do that with 5.
Sure, they didn't. But how
They
are they
had-
going to make more money?
They had shirt cards. The whales support
it's
the
true.
freak people. That's the way it's always been.
I'll be shocked if they don't try to go get for the subscription model. Right now, everybody wants the subscription model. So think about it. Everything you do, Microsoft, you used to be able to buy Microsoft Office, not no more. You used to be able to buy Adobe Photoshop, not no more. Right? They want you to subscribe and pay monthly for it. How long before the games become that way? Especially the ones that are popular.
Yeah, I don't know if Steam allows a monthly subscription though.
Not yet. They'll get around to it. I mean, the problem is these corporations.
Yeah, but
especially
but
public ones,
Rockstar is not going to not release on Steam. So
I'm just saying, public corporations like Two-Step,
Mhm.
they must. I mean, this isn't even a thing. They
You mean
must
Take-Two.
grow. Or Take-Two, sorry, Take-Two. They must make more money every quarter. That's the only way their stock price grows and their company grows. So the only way to do that is if your earnings continue to increase. So they got to find different ways to make more money every single quarter. It's a very interesting concept.
We'll
But-
see. I think there will be a subscription option that like they have now, GTA Plus, that allows you. Maybe they beef that up so more people are enticed by it.
I'll tell you what I'll pay
right now.
monthly
It's
for.
not worth anything.
I'll tell you what I'll pay monthly for. Give me GTA 5 and GTA 6 on the same server so I can go back and forth.
I'd pay for
Maybe
that.
the money doesn't transfer when you zone in and out.
Yeah, the money. Yeah, man, it doesn't transfer. It's fine. Cool.
Keep all the money in there,
Yeah.
but I want to be able to go back and forth and keep.
That's the
playing
Los Santos Bank, right?
Yep.
Maze Bank. Well,
my Maze Bank.
yeah, I'd pay for that. More than likely, too, there'll be some like quality of life stuff. Like, notice that in Grand Theft Auto 5 Enhanced, for some reason they removed the chat features. Shane, what does the chat feature have to do with the graphics? They removed the ability to talk to people around you, and no one knows why. I think I know why. Ready?
Tell us why.
It's going to be part of the GTA Plus package. Oh, you want to be able to actually chat with people in the game?
Oh,
You have to have GTA Plus. And there'll be other things. I noticed that, like, I realized I don't really need to talk to anyone in the game. Like,
yeah. Why?
yeah. But a lot of people really like talking to people. So it might make it easier to do missions and whatnot. You know, who knows?
It would. Yeah. to have your own little group, of course.
Yeah, but then again, you can just use Discord, I guess. Anyways, we're done with the story, but that's the price point. Like, get ready to spend about $100, between $80 to $120, depending on your version, and that's that. And they know we're gonna pay it, so we're weak-willed individuals.
Well, and I would argue it's probably a good source of entertainment. Now, the problem is if you buy a game for $100 and you don't like it, then you're wasting money. Yeah.
That's why you want to use Steam, because you buy it, you got 2 hours to return it.
You better like that shit right away.
Yeah. I would argue though that like it might take 2 hours just to download the thing. Like, oh, you have 2 hours? Yeah.
I know Call of Duty is a 5-hour download for me.
I think you can preload it before you buy it, but like whatever, or maybe it's 2 hours of you playing it, not 2 hours total. Whatever it is with Steam, as long there's a 2 hour return window. So if you don't like something, you got 2 hours to send it back.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm talking about Call of Duty so much, guys, because I don't have time to really play games, but when I do play, that's what I'm playing because I like Warzone and I like to figure out how long I can survive.
Right.
Against 140 people. So not very long, by the way.
Right. 37 seconds.
When you're playing on Xbox and other people are playing on computer and they can just mouse click your head and kill you. Yeah, it's different.
Right. All right, guys, that's it. I think we're going to wrap up the show here.
Yeah, I think we covered it all. 2 hours. Nice.
Yeah. You got anything else?
Had some pretty funny comments. You guys, by the way, Farming Simulator, Kevin, I like Farming Simulator. I played it quite a bit. It's the hardest damn game. I can't make money on it. So if you got any secrets, send it over. We did get a super chat, another one from YouFook.Beach.
Oh, we did.
That Fat Beach or whatever the hell it is.
Oh, Fook you fat hoe. He said, almost finished your Voyager doc, 1 hour, 30 minutes. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's a long one.
He almost said it in a way that was like I'm finishing your long ass documentary.
Yeah. I finished your overly long documentary, you assholes.
Hopefully you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Okay, my friends. Yeah, we're going to wrap it up. Remember, next week we're going to have that's going to be available on a t-shirt.
You're going to have to do it quick for me to get one.
I'm going to do it real quick so that everyone gets one. And if you want to support us, head on over to mixtees.com or mxtz.co, whatever one you want to go to. Click on YouTube and click on our name, and you can buy our stuff. And there's other stuff you could buy. You could, if you want, there's another YouTuber not quite as big as us.
Is that the Mexican Iron Man store?
No, right? Yeah, or you can go to Mexican Iron Man store right here.
There you go.
And buy his t-shirts. But I suggest going there, and that's how you support us, man. The best way to support us.
Appreciate you guys' support. And listen, you guys just watching is support. So thank you for doing it. Please come back this week and make sure you're subscribed and you got the notification bell so you can see when I drop a video every day. I'm trying to drop one video every day. And
I'm trying to drop one video every 2 days
on
the DC Unleashed channel.
Yeah, you should mention that.
If you guys care about Superman, go to DC Unleashed. I don't know what there should. I'm pretty sure there's a link on our channel.
I'm sure.
I don't know. Like if you just Google search on YouTube DC Unleashed, you'll find me. Oh no, if you scroll down to the very bottom of our main channel page, it's right between Shane 3 and the Salty Nerd podcast. Click on it.
Awesome.
If you go there though, it's all about Superman and DC, and I'm trying to do a video every couple days. But to be honest, I'm not as good a talker as other people are. So sometimes I'm just not feeling it and I don't do it, and that's that.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, also Maravita, what's the link for tomorrow? If you want to watch Stargate with Brian and everybody, you got to go to our Discord channel. How do people get to our Discord? I never remember that.
Yeah. What's our Discord?
So you got to join the Discord channel, and then you guys actually watch it together from there, I believe.
Yeah, so we watch it in Discord, but we also post it on, but the commentary is on John's channel. So do this. I will be posting the links to both those places in both Twitter and on the community page here. So if you want to go watch it, go to any of our Twitter accounts. I'll share it from those, and you'll be able to watch Stargate with us. Watch a few episodes tomorrow at 12:30 our time.
Awesome.
Okay. You want me to link it? I don't know what that means. Oh, link the Dragon Warriors?
No, put a link to the Stargate thing.
I don't know what it is. Actually, maybe I do. Hold up.
It's like, where can they go? How about a link to our Twitter handle?
Where's John at? Like, I knew John. Like, John would have the link right here.
John, you're supposed to do this.
Where's the link, John? Where's the link? Where's it at, John?
John's using the bidet right now on his toilet.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If you use Twitter, go to our Twitter. Let me share it with you. Right there. That's our Twitter. It's at BRANE Show. I'll share it there. And let me find John's channel real quick. And that way,
this is so great. I've got a Twitter post that I put out. It was like, if the 2028 election were being held now, who would you vote for if Trump wasn't eligible? And here's the people I put. I put JD Vance, Donald Trump Jr., Marco Rubio, and Gavin Newsom. And Gavin Newsom has the second most votes.
Oh my God.
That's so
no.
Hopefully everybody's just joking. That's funny.
Okay, I'm going to share the channel link right now, guys. This oh my God, I got to scroll up so far to get to it.
It's a bidet. You wash your backside with it.
Oh, he said Stargate bidet. Sounds great. Think about it. Like the whoosh.
Oh yeah.
The Stargate whoosh.
That's true.
But in your butt.
And when you drop the kids off at the pool, it goes to another universe, solar system. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, wrong. That's not the right one. Damn, John.
Hey, me and you,
John,
president, vice president. Let's go.
there's so much on here. John,
Thanks,
where's
Anthony.
your channel, John? You post too much other stuff. I can't find it. Oh, there's him posting arm stuff.
Well, there you go.
He posts a lot of stuff. There it is. Nope, that's not it.
Are you going to post? Are you going to do it on Twitter? Are you going to
Found
post
it. Here we go. Found it.
Oh.
All right. Sorry.
Close the iris. That water's cold.
Yeah. Close the iris. The water's cold. All right. Here's the link. If you go to this channel, dude. If you go to this channel, Sci-Fi Chronicles is where the commentary is going to be. Our Discord is on Twitter. So if you go to our Twitter is right here.
Don't worry, I can't find this stuff either. Don't feel bad.
At BRANE Show, there it is. I'll make it real big. I will make sure to post. I can't make it that big. I will make sure to post those so you guys can go watch it. Go to our Twitter. I'll post everything there. Okay. All right. Hopefully that's what you guys need. I should probably have these links like on a thumbnail or something. I didn't.
Yeah. Well, or something
next time. All right, Stargate B-Day. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. You can only use your bidet for 30 minutes at a time. 38 minutes at a time.
That's a long time to have shit hitting your ass. I'm just saying.
Close the iris. Close the iris.
Close the iris could mean a couple things. You need to close your own iris.
No, I'm closing my iris. All right, guys. We love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thanks for supporting us.
See you on Monday.
Shane will be back tomorrow or Monday?
Monday. I'm not going to do it on Sundays.
Shane will be back on Monday. I will be on DC and on John's channel tomorrow. And again, we'll be back next week. Love you guys.
Love you guys. See ya.
I don't know where it is. Here comes the